Okay, so I'm kind of doing two projects at the same time here. I'm doing a subwoofer install as well as my center console. So this part is going to be taking out this so I can replace it with that. And this simply, you just got to pull it out. I think there's just a few clips on the side there. Just be careful you don't overstress and break anything here. Other than that, just a little bit of pulling. So I was able to disconnect that clip there. The next thing holding the console in is this one right here. This one is proving to be quite difficult to disconnect. Disconnecting that top one first definitely helps. I'm going to struggle with this for a little while longer and then bring you back in when I've gotten this out. Well, it didn't beat me. Got it out. That's what the connector looks like for you guys in the future, so you don't have to struggle with this as much as I did. You push in the bottom here and pull it out. And it just goes in right in the back there. So this center console I'm not going to need anymore. However, this information bar is actually a important connection that allows the car to function. So if you disconnect this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you cannot start the car. So I'm going to take this out of the console and hide it just under here behind the radio. Just out of sight, out of mind, but it'll still do its job. So for you Legacy owners, this is what I did. I just threw the information bar in the back there, stuffed it in the back, and my tablet's going to go right around it because it's sitting in the center here and I don't have anything in the center. For the rest of you guys, don't worry about that. Now I finally get to take the tablet and put it into the dashboard for the first time. So I'm just running my cable through here. This is going to differ in every car. I should say actually, my objective here is to get this cable behind the stereo and run it through the center console into the cubby pod here, where I'm going to have a USB hub. And the USB hub is going to be what powers my tablet. And the reason I'm doing that is because that way I can plug things like my cell phone and up to 2 other devices into that hub as well and get them powered. And I can also access the USB end of this, which means I can plug it into my computer and update the tablet right from my computer. I'm going to put everything back together here and test it out, see if it works. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far. I've got the tablet installed in the dash. It's not powered at the moment, but it's on. I'm just going to leave it and I'm going to continue the rest here tomorrow. But I've got the cable coming down. I've got it well hidden here. It's actually this cable here. And if you follow it down, you'll see the USB connection in here. Let me get my flashlight out. You can see the two USBs there. The USB going into the extension. That wire, along with the power wire, which is run behind the dash here, is going to the fuse box for the fuse tap. That's the positive. Those both come down along the side here, along with my aux input. And it goes under the center console and comes out here where I'm going to have this USB hub. We'll install all of that tomorrow. The power goes into the USB hub. The USB hub's positive runs under and through, you saw that wire before, and the negative is going to get grounded right there. And I'm going to see if that works. I checked it out under the car, and it looks like it bolts right onto the frame of the car, so it should be a good negative. And yeah, I'm going to finish it off tomorrow and finish off the video as well. Okay, so I'm going to connect all the harnesses back together here and then slide the head unit into place.
No, I did that wrong. There we go.
Okay, so all the connections are back on. I'm just gonna switch it to accessory here and test it out. Did I forget the climate control? Nope. Good. Yeah, all good. Cool. So I'll put the rest of it back together and then test out the system. Okay, so one thing I haven't talked about too much yet is how I'm running the sound. If you notice, when I installed this into there, I didn't have to do anything with the stereo, because what I'm doing is I'm actually Bluetoothing all of the sound using this Bluetooth receiver to my aux in port. So this cable runs from my stereo, it's an aux in, and then I have a Bluetooth receiver that is plugged into that. So what that does is it makes my car have Bluetooth through this. And the cool thing about this one, if you notice, the reason I put it here is because you can skip ahead, pause, and rewind. So that means instead of having to do this all the time, I can just reach down and control my audio that way. Okay, so final product. I've gotten the thing installed here. The car's put back together. Haven't cleaned up yet, but no big deal. I'm going to turn it to accessory here, and it should come on with my car's power. And there it goes. So I actually had some music up there, that's why the background is a little weird, but basically everything right now, this is run through my Bluetooth. It's streaming right to my car here, and if I put on some music, it's playing through the car's speakers. Perfect. So next thing I can do here is go to Maps. Yeah, running no problem. Gmail, Chrome, etc. You can see all the things on here. I've got my racing meter, which is an app that's fed off of Torque, and which is fed off of my OBD2. So what that does is it relays me information about my car's engine right to my dashboard here, which is pretty cool. And I've got voice control with the assistant there. Good Android app. Spotify is available. I got my movies. Yes. And of course that plays right to the car's speakers too.
Yeah, my parents always.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about a couple of things here that are related to the install that I haven't mentioned throughout the rest of the video. One of them is the task or shutdown button that I've put into the tablet here. And what that is a button that I can actually push on the tablet that'll just, it'll shut it down no matter what the power state. I just use this for if the tablet, there's something wrong with one of the programs, maybe one of the apps is stuck in some kind of loop and I don't know, for some reason needs to be shut down. Well, because I can't touch the actual physical power button, if I push this tasker power button, and I'll show it to you here. The tablet actually physically shuts itself down, and it's just the same as if you were to hold down the power button, and yeah, you know. Another thing I'm going to talk about is the auto shutdown. So in Tasker, I've written a program where if the battery drops below 40% at any point in time, the tablet automatically shuts itself down. That's something to keep in mind because, yeah, you've got it in a deep sleep and it won't use a lot of battery, but maybe you're away for a month or something and you don't want to run your tablet into the ground while you're gone. Well, you put in a condition that says anytime the battery is below 40%, Tasker shuts the tablet down, and next time you come back to it, all you have to do is wait a minute or two for your tablet to turn on when you turn on your car, and bingo. Another thing that's important for these tablet installs is a good quality USB cable. If you just look on eBay and get any old cable, you'll get something that might give you like 500 milliamps of charge, and that's not enough to power something like this. You're going to want something that gives you a lot more. If you look into 28, I believe it's either 24 or 28 AWG cables on eBay, you can get them for a few dollars, and those will give you a lot more current draw than the cheaper ones will. And I mean, that goes the same for charging your cell phone. If you use one of these cables, you'll get a faster charge on your cell phone from just charging it from the wall. The last thing I want to talk about is how I hooked mine up to my stereo. So if you take a look at throughout the video, you'll see that I take out my stereo and then I put it back in at the end, and my tablet sits above my stereo. So really my car's stereo doesn't actually come out of the car. For a lot of you, you're going to want to take the stereo out of the car. You're going to want to completely replace it with this tablet. And for that, what you're going to need is something called a USB DAC that's routed into your tablet via a OTG cable. So this DAC, what it does is it's a plug-in into the OTG, and it gives you two RCA outputs that you then have to send to some kind of amp to get it to your speakers, just because your tablet itself doesn't power your speakers. It just provides the audio signal. If you want to learn how to make one of these for yourself, you can do so by looking at my video series that I've made, of which this will be the last video. And yeah, this is the real Android Auto, I'd say. Enjoy.